In the past few days, we've seen a number of instances of complete disregard for human life, and largely captured on camera. That is this week's Speak Out segment. On May 25th, George Floyd, a 46-year-old black man, was killed in police custody after he was arrested for allegedly using a counterfeit $20 bill. The now former Minneapolis police officer, Derek Chauvin, has been charged with third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter after he pinned Floyd's neck to the ground with his knee for nearly 9 minutes. Video of the incident sparked outrage. As this outrage over Floyd's death grew, many Americans participated in peaceful protests. But there were some protests that turned violent, with deaths in cities including Louisville, Detroit, and Indianapolis. Some major cities, including the nation's capital, saw property damage and chaos. George Floyd's death, caught on film, is jarring to the soul. But in order to honor and uphold the dignity of his life, we should respond loudly with our peace and love in return. Only peace can be the balm to this devastating violence. Many streets and TV screens this week were filled with images of protests turned into chaos, with burning and looting. I know I saw a video that showed a homeless man's belongings being burned up in flames. And in deeply disturbing news, federal officer David Underwood and former police captain David Dorn were killed in these riots. We need to mourn and we need to act in response to George Floyd's horrific death. But a response to honor one man's life cannot entail ending even more lives. I know I just quoted Mother Teresa in last week's show, but I was reminded of another quote of hers this week that I think is timely. It's this: "Today, if we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other." My brothers and sisters, we belong to each other. It is our responsibility to treat each life as a gift and call out unjust killings, whether that death is hidden in the womb or out on the street, captured on camera. In his general audience message this week, Pope Francis spoke about the George Floyd tragedy and said, "We cannot tolerate or turn a blind eye to racism and exclusion in any form, and yet claim to defend the sacredness of every human life. At the same time, we have to recognize that the violence of recent nights is self-destructive and self-defeating."